You got to quit playing defense with your business. Okay, business is a game that should only ever be played on the offense. Now, for most people, this is because of all the noise online telling you you're missing out. It's instilling fear into you, the fear of missing out, FOMO, that you're behind and that you're just not going to be able to catch up, because every time you turn around, someone else is talking about some new thing that is the only way to grow your business. The lie that everyone is telling you is that you're missing it, okay? This is the next big thing. Okay, the new AI software, the new lead gen, the new way to run pay-per-click ads, the new way for social media marketing, new bullshit. It's all lies. In fact, the reason you're being fed these lies just proves my point of today's video, that you should be operating on the offense. That's what all of these businesses are doing. Everyone that you're watching that is responsible for creating this fear and doubt and this feeling of, man, just when I think I've learned something new that I might want to implement into my business, I'm constantly being told and being fed the next best thing, the new big thing, that if you're not doing this by 2026, or if you're not doing this within the next 90 days, you're screwed. You're going to be out of business. You're going to be, listen, these are what I call BS businesses. Business supporting businesses. Okay, businesses who make money on providing services to businesses like you to try and help you grow. They are playing the offense. They are doing the very thing that you have been distracted from doing. Okay, they are feeding you a fear. They're feeding you something that doesn't exist, because if they can get you to believe this thing, it better serves them. It's more likely to convert you to depend on someone like them, pay them, and use their services. You got stuck because you fell victim to all the noise, okay? You became the victim of them playing the very play that you forgot to because of their offense. So because of their offensive play of feeding you a fear that isn't real, okay, fear is false expectations appearing real. That is not my quote. That's not my acronym. I don't know where I heard that, but I'll put it right here. Fear. F-E-A-R. False expectations appearing real. That's what they're feeding you. That is their offensive play. And they're running a play on you, getting you to react or to be operating business reactive and on the defense rather than the offense. And it's making you dependable on people like them or businesses like them. You just need to return back or think back to when you started the business. And I say this in every video I've made. I haven't made a ton by now, but if you have seen them, you're watching this one, or you watch them in the future, you're going to hear me say this all the time, because it is one of the most important factors and being able to do and accomplish what it is I'm trying to teach people to do. Revert back to when you started the business. And if it's not your business and you're just watching this because you're passionate about what you do, try and put yourself in the owner's shoes and think back to when this business didn't exist and they had to start it. Think about the passion, the drive, the hunger, the tenacity that they would have had to have taken a concept and an idea and turned it into a real life business with real customers, real transactions, and real success. The only way you were able to do that was by operating on the offense. Okay, you can't start a business on defense, already trying to figure out how to protect yourselves from the competition. You had nothing to lose. And that is exactly the mindset that you need to return to, because you do have nothing to lose. You can stay right where you're at. Okay, and you can continue to operate out of fear and feel like rather than growing or pushing forward, you want to stay right here where it's safe. And you want to constantly be looking around at what everyone else is doing and try and protect yourselves from that while they're continuing to progress and to grow. And you're experiencing business paralysis. I work for a multi-million-dollar company in my 9-to-5 job and have for 14 years and still do to this day. And about 5 to 6 years ago, we were experiencing this plateau. That was the end of this plateau that we had been experiencing for a few years. And the only reason we got out of that and got unstuck and unparalyzed ourselves was because we stopped operating out of reaction and defending against the competition and defending against, how do we make sure we don't do this tactic out of fear that the next best thing is going to be coming out soon. Let's just sit tight and wait. It's always hurry up and wait. And instead, we got on the offense and we started being proactive and we got back to what we knew worked, okay, and figured out how to improve it. You weren't on the defense when you started your business. You had to be on the offense because, again, you had nothing to lose. Growing a business is the same as starting it, only a little bit easier. But you have to be in the same mindset that you were when you started it. It's growth and scaling your business is restarting that business over and over and over again by taking what you have and what you've made, shifting, shaking things up, pivoting, moving, making it better, and then repeating that over and over and over again. But that's never going to be done sitting on the sidelines waiting for your opportunity to come out onto the field and play. You're sitting around waiting for a time to be right, a time that's never going to come. When we stopped asking ourselves, what is everyone else doing, and just focused on what we could do today, what we could change right now, what we could improve just a little today, everything changed. Listen, as of right now, I've got nothing to sell you. I'm not on the offense. I'm not trying to feed you fear. If anything, I am trying to encourage you and to invigorate you into getting fired up again, taking control of the growth, the scaling, the success of your business, and doing it again just like you once did. Maybe someday I'll have something to offer you or to sell you. As of right now, I don't. This is just something I truly am extremely passionate about. If you ignore this and you continue consuming, okay, all the noise, all the people yelling at you online, okay, people giving you advice who don't even have the business that you have, and they're in no place to be giving you advice, but you're so broke down and overwhelmed and discouraged, you'll listen to just about anybody, whatever you're watching on social media. All of these people that are convincing you of whatever it is you're afraid of now, okay, they know that you'll have one of two choices in the near future. Okay, you're going to continue experiencing this paralysis. You're not going to move, and you're going to have no choice but to either quit and give up, to slowly sink because you're not moving, and anything that's not moving is dead, or you're going to pay them. You're going to seek out one of these gurus. You're going to pay them. Okay, and what you're going to find is that because they don't know your business any better than you do, you're now going to be out of pocket, giving up money that you can't afford to give, and they don't know your business. So it's still going to drown, to not move and to die, or to fail. Stop thinking that someone else knows more about your business than you do. It's your business. You are the expert. Okay? Snap out of it. Get your mind right. Get back in control and get back to who you were when you started it from nothing. Now, if you heed what I'm saying, okay, if you embrace this, your momentum will return. Okay, you will be hopeful again. You will start winning, start stacking up small, consistent wins, okay, and you will start experiencing the growth that you have somehow allowed other people to convince you you're not capable of anymore. And then that will have a compound effect. And I'm going to get to some ways that you can do that in a minute. But what matters most is that you transform your way of thinking. It's not going to be, here in a minute, I'm going to give you 3 actionable steps you could take in your business. But I'll be honest, they're somewhat vague, okay? They're pretty broad. And that is because if done right, you will know exactly where to go into your business, where to audit, what part of the journey of your customer journey or your sales journey or whatever it is you're selling it to, whoever it is you're selling it to, you'll know right where to go. But it's going to have compounding effects, okay? Once you take one of the actionable steps I give you, or one that you already know you need to take, one you've been thinking of, but you've been so distracted, or you know there's a step you need to take in your business and you're not taking it because you're letting someone who you don't even know, who knows nothing about your business and isn't you, convince you that this idea probably won't work. And so you're stuck not taking action on it. But now that you are, or if you do, that's going to compound. You're slowly retraining your mind to get back to where it used to be. All right, so the simple next step that you need to take, okay, is some kind of actionable step. And like I said, I'm going to give you 3 kind of thought-provoking ideas. I don't know necessarily that any one of these is exactly what you need to do, but again, pretty confident that you already know what you need to do. And I'm hopefully, if anything, this video just encourages you to do that. Okay, rather than continuing to research 100 more ideas on how to do the thing better when you don't even know if it needs to be better or doesn't work. You're just paralyzed. So one of the 3 things that you can do is just call one customer instead of waiting for that customer to call you. If you have anyone that you can just call, whether it be a lead that went cold, a customer who called and didn't purchase, or something, just call one customer instead of waiting for the next one to come to you. Take control and call the customer. Or again, the second thing you can do is make a decision on something you've been waiting to make a decision on. Instead of continuing to research the 50 more options or how you can do it better, just make the decision, the best one you have now, okay, with the knowledge you have now. Make the decision, execute on it, and if it doesn't turn out to be what you thought, so what? You will lose far less by getting it slightly wrong, shifting, and then executing. And wrong again, pivot and execute. You will hurt far less doing that than sitting there doing nothing at all. A third thing you can do is add value to the next transaction that you have. Okay, I don't know how frequently transactions come to you or through your business, okay, but take a minute and proactively think about the next interaction you have with a customer or client that you're going to transact with. Okay, and if you know what some of those services are, maybe you only offer one thing. Okay, go ahead and think about, play out, script it out, write it out. What else can you offer them? What else could you offer them that could increase the value of that transaction? You're just going to try it on the next customer. Maybe it's the one that you call from step number 1. Maybe you combine a couple of these. Okay, but either way, whatever you sell to people, I want you to just take a minute and go, is there a way I could sell it to them for more by adding a little value? Is there more than one thing that we typically offer, but we usually, when customers purchase, they only purchase one thing? Could I get creative with the second thing and bundle it into the first thing? Let them know about this great deal, this great opportunity that they don't want to pass up. Okay? Take a chance, take a risk. If it's business that you weren't going to get anyways, I would say don't be afraid to discount it. Don't be afraid to be creative and to package it in a way where you help yourself score the win. When the next customer calls, know what you're going to say, okay? And offer them something in addition to what they traditionally want. And now what you have shown and proven yourself is that you not only, it doesn't just take more customers, or it doesn't just take marketing. And although in many videos you'll hear me say that is important, okay, but you don't want to bring more traffic and more eyeballs to a business that is like a bucket with a ton of leaks in it. Those just expose the leaks, exacerbate the leaks, make them worse. And now you've burnt a bridge with customers you weren't ready for in the first place. You can add value to transactions. You can find ways to increase customer lifetime value. Okay, you can call customers back that didn't want to buy, okay, or didn't give you a hard yes or a hard no. An attempt to earn their business. You did not start this business playing defense. You're playing offense. And you're not what the internet tells you. You are just a part of their offensive play. Stop being a victim like so many businesses, thousands, if not millions of business owners, okay, who are all stuck in the same place as you. Everybody's just stuck in the sand, stuck in the mud, looking around at each other, afraid to make their next move, not realizing that you're just sinking. Get back to who you are. Get back to playing offense. You know that person. You are that person.